Hey there guys, welcome to my channel, Styles by Michelle. I'm Charmaine. Today I'm going to go over my new hair routine since shaving my head 6 weeks ago. I've struggled with hair loss for years. I hope my journey with Ccca can give some insight and hope to others. Ccca stands for a specific type of alopecia called centrifugal cicatricial alopecia. Have you ever noticed that your scalp often feels tingly or has a burning sensation or has a lot of itching? Sometimes I'll be driving home after work and I'll be itching so bad that I'm driving myself crazy and I end up ripping my wig off my head before I get home and just scratching like crazy because it's driving me nuts and it feels like bugs are crawling all over my scalp. Have you ever been there? Ccca, no fun. Let's get into the new routine I'm using to grow my hair back. I'm changing my approach and turning the page on setbacks. I've had several setbacks in the past 15 or so years as I've been dealing with this malady. And the latest setback was when I had extensions in and was using 5% liquid minoxidil. I wasn't washing the minoxidil off my scalp often enough, and so what happened is it built up on my scalp and caused flaking, irritation, and breakage. And the extensions kind of trapped some of the minoxidil right on my hair, only exacerbating the condition. So when I took the extensions out, breakage, a lot of hair loss. So in this video, I'm going to share 10 tips. 10 tips to help anyone suffering from hair loss. Especially if you have Ccca, these 10 tips should be very helpful. In talking with many people on forums and observing many videos here on YouTube, I've figured out some things that I've been doing that have only been hurting my hair and my hair growth when I thought they were helping. So let's dive right in and I'll go over my 10 new specific routines that I feel will help most of us to retain and regrow our hair when we've lost it because of a Ccca flare-up. So let's get started. I'll go over products, I'll go over shampoos, washing routines, also how actually detrimental too much oil and grease on the scalp can be. From my own personal experience, I've now learned that oiling my scalp and greasing my scalp continuously have been hurting my hair growth. So here's what my hair looks like 6 weeks after the last big chop, which I hope will truly be the last big chop. As you can see, it's growing in fairly evenly again. And that's usually the story with cutting my hair when I get started. I usually see fairly even growth for a few months, but then something happens and I have a setback and I start losing the crown area all over again. So we're really going to try hard to avoid that this time around. So here are my 10 tips for caring for your hair. Tip 1. Observe how other cultures care for their hair. Observe how the opposite gender cares for their hair. The men leave their hair alone and their hair seems to thrive. They don't do much to it. And I've noticed that cultures other than my own don't oil and grease and grease and oil and oil and grease and grease and oil and clog their follicles, and they seem to have an easier time gaining length. All the oils that I thought were helping me seem to be hurting me. I noticed that within hours, as soon as I put oils on my scalp, the itching would start. And if I washed my hair and I didn't put oil on my scalp, My scalp felt great. How come it took me so many years to notice this? I've been struggling with the dread itch for years. Tip number 2, wash your hair regularly. It's really important to have some good moisturizing shampoos. I love the alopecia shampoo. It's always left my hair feeling very soft and has a very rich lather. I like the Shea Solutions Moisture Shampoo as well. But my favorite of all time is the Nizoral shampoo. I don't know what I would do without it. That's what ultimately stopped the crazy itching for me a few months back. Nizoral shampoo has ketoconazole in it, which is very good at taking care of bacteria on your scalp. Ketoconazole is a broad-spectrum antifungal medication used to treat various fungal infections, including skin conditions like ringworm, jock itch, and athlete's foot, as well as seborrheic dermatitis and dandruff. Ketoconazole belongs to a class of antifungal medications called imidazoles. It works by slowing down the growth of fungi that cause infections. I do use Nizoral shampoo about twice a week. It has saved my scalp. And sometimes when my scalp is still itching between shampoos, I use the Nizoral Psoriasis Relief Cream. Salicylic acid also helps calm the itch down. And since I've switched routines and I've stopped oiling my scalp and I use this shampoo, I hardly have any itchiness anymore. And as the weeks go by, the itch gets less and less. MD Hair is an online company that will formulate hair growth products for you. I take their customized hair vitamin, and I also take their customized regrowth shampoo and conditioner. Tip number 3, avoid toxic hair extensions. This is my favorite wig right now. I've used way too many toxic hair extensions. I think this is human hair. I got it from Amazon, and it irritates my scalp a lot less. I will put a link in the description. I've got moisturizing curl activator creams, instant detangling creams, vanilla bean, hair butter, Carol's Daughter, coil enhancing moisture butter, whipped shea butter and coconut oil, curl glam defining cream, Carol's Daughter mimosa hair honey, sulfur 8 medicated grease, olive oil grease, hair fertilizer, conditioning treatment. That one's a good one. I think it's a conditioner. I think that one's a conditioner. Coconut oil and vitamin E, kind of a thick grease type thing. You name it, I have it. I can clog my follicles with the best of them. And that's what I've been doing for years. Slathering all this stuff right on my scalp, not washing my hair for 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks. Okay, maybe I don't go 6 weeks because the itch is too much. Probably about 2 weeks in, if I have extensions in and I'm greasing and oiling my scalp, the itching is driving me insane, so I finally wash my hair. But you name it, I know how to clog it. And chances are you're a lot like me and have a lot of the same products I do. And you've been slathering it all over your scalp, shoving it deep into your hair follicles, and building up oil right under the scalp where you can't even see it. And I've heard that sometimes when a trichologist looks at your scalp with a dermoscope, they can see the oil building up in pockets under the scalp. And your hair can't even get out the natural sebum anymore. That is a problem. That causes dryness and breakage. But more importantly, it stunts the growth of your hair. I'm a hairstylist, also known as a product junkie. And I've been trying to shop for products a lot less. And once my hair grows out, sure, I'll use a lot of these things on my hair, but I'm going to do the best that I can to keep them clear of my scalp. Because I want my hair to be able to get to the surface where it can gain some length and can breathe. So my new experiment, because all these oils have caused so many flare-ups and itching problems, I'm trying this out where I'm doing what my white clients do and I'm not oiling my scalp, I'm going to see if my hair grows anyway. My hair has been growing, but length retention is the key. I do also take some vitamins to help with my hair growth. Turmeric helps with inflammation, it calms it down. My iron has been low in the past, so I take an iron supplement. Iron really does help with hair growth. I take an MD hair supplement full of wonderful vitamins that promote hair growth. And I also take vitamin D3, which is also known to help promote hair growth. Oftentimes it seems that they find that those who struggle with hair growth are low in vitamin D3, as well as iron. I recently bought a Brita water pitcher to help us get more water, and so that we wouldn't have to buy quite as many water bottles. Guys, your hair does best when it has moisture, when it's hydrated. Make sure you have some deep conditioners. It's important to hydrate your hair on a regular basis. Right now, I deep condition once or twice a week. My hair is short and it's easy to do. I'll probably drop to just once a week when my hair gets longer. Maybe once even 2 weeks once it really gains some length. But hydrate. Deep conditioning really does help to retain length. Don't forget to use a conditioner that has a protein base about once a month. You want to make sure that you're keeping your hair strong and that you don't give your hair high growth fatigue by giving it too much moisture. You want it to have protein too. What you really want is light oils, something to hold the moisture in your hair, something you can spray onto your hair, something not so thick, not so heavy, not so greasy, water-based. This is a nice one and I use it sparingly because my hair is short right now and I don't want it to get on my scalp so much, but I do use it just to help put some moisture into my hair, and I like that there's a lot of water in it and it's got oil in it. Leave-in conditioners are key for me more than grease and oil now. Something light, something to add a little shine, something light enough to spray. Strengthening leave-in conditioners, anti-breakage, reconstructor. These are the things that I'm reaching for now. Well, the grease and the heavy creams and butters are taking a back seat. They have their place, but my hair is short, and I can't really use them right now while my hair is so close to my scalp. Bond repair strengthens your hair strands. So this is definitely where I see myself headed for the next several months. The light leave-in conditioners, the light sprays. So okay, I know in prior videos I said that Rogaine took my hair, but I'm more careful with how I use it now. I wash it off a couple of times a week. I put some moisture in my hair to kind of dissipate the dryness. I use the foam on my eyebrows to keep my eyebrows thick. I use the foam on my edges. And I will alternate the liquid and the foam every other day or every couple of days so that the propylene glycol in the liquid doesn't build up on my scalp as much and doesn't cause the flaking and itching and irritation that I had before. My practices are different now, so the liquid does work for me if I'm careful with it. The reason I started using Rogaine in the first place is because for years I used oils and natural remedies, and my hair just kept getting worse, just kept breaking, just kept being lost in my crown area, and I finally realized that I needed something stronger. And once I started using the liquid minoxidil, that's what worked for me. I used the foam for years without much result, but the liquid really started changing the game. I use 5% liquid minoxidil. We're at tip number 8, y'all. I use a Derma roller about once a week. I use it carefully so that it doesn't break my hair. And I also have a Derma stamp, but I find that the Derma stamp feels a bit more pokey than the roller. I'm used to the roller. I think this is a 1.0 millimeter. And they say that it does help when used with Rogaine, for the Rogaine to get into the pores more effectively and help stimulate the blood vessels and stimulate the growth. So be careful, don't overdo it. A few rolls in each area. Make sure you press hard enough to get that little bit of skin puncture so that you can activate the healing and activate the growth. Please make sure you sterilize your Derma roller after each use. I rinse it with water. Sometimes I pluck hair out of it with my tweezer, and then I rinse it with 70% alcohol and let it sit in solution, usually for a few seconds, and then just let it dry with the alcohol residue on it. Red light laser therapy is believed to reduce inflammation and promote circulation. It promotes hair growth on a cellular level. I use this low-level laser therapy about 3 times a week for 25 minutes. And we've reached tip number 10, protective styling, gentle detangling, and low manipulation styles that last a while. By implementing these new changes the past 6 weeks since I shaved my hair, I'm seeing improvement, and I feel like I'm on track to finally get it right this time. I hope these 10 hair tips have been helpful to you. Please like and subscribe, and I will continue to share my journey with you as I make changes and find a new way forward to make my hair be healthier and longer and stronger than it's ever been. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.